Muy buenas a todos amigos, soy Black, ¿qué tal estáis? Y bienvenidos una vez más al canal. Lo primero, feliz año 2021, espero que tengáis un año fantástico. Y hoy os traigo un vídeo muy especial. Ha habido un programa que se ha hecho bastante viral en la escena de Valorant y lo vais a ver aquí en pantalla. ¿En qué consiste este programa? Básicamente te dice cuánto elo has ganado o has perdido con puntos y por lo tanto cuándo vas a subir o bajar de rango. En lugar de las flechitas te da una indicación exacta de cómo va tu elo, así que por lo tanto mucha gente ha decidido usarlo. Pero ¿es seguro? ¿De verdad nos te dice la información tan exacta? Pues chicos y chicas, vamos a descubrir todo en este vídeo, ya que he entrevistado al creador y también nos ha dado muchísima información de cómo van a ser las rankings y el sistema de elo en este 2021. Así que espero que disfrutéis muchísimo del vídeo y vamos allá con la entrevista. ¡Let's go! Thank you for coming in, dude. I really appreciate it. No problem. First of all, I want to say thank you for your work because, well, I do sometimes like Valorant news and your work is fucking amazing.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
It's like every fucking guy is like typing, could you use the program? Could you use the program? So what I said, on my opinion, it was like, hey guys, I have every fucking skin, so imagine how much money I spent on this account.
Yeah.
So it's too much. So what I said is like, guys, you have to use your username, you have to use your password. So be careful with that, because what I read is like you were the first who create that program or whatever, and some people is like, yeah. So that's the main problem, because I trust you. I mean, like, everyone knows you, everyone knows your work. But the problem is if someone used the other programs, right?
The first time I made the program, it went successful, but then I did the overlay that made it a lot easier for people to understand.
Yeah.
And one of those things was that somebody made for example, a website. Although all the code was public, you don't see what's on the website. They may have put out a version that's not the correct version they have on the website that might be stealing your information. So I didn't comment on it until it got like really serious when everybody started using it. But again, it was at that point where I'm like, okay, I'll just create another version that's a lot nicer for people to use, and hopefully people will use it and understand what they're going through instead of using somebody's that could be malicious. I don't want anybody to think it's malicious, because that's exactly the point that all the code is public. Because there's no point of making it private, because then it'll look really suspicious. So,
did Riot like reach you, like you can use it?
No, I have gotten no message from Riot. Remember that they're also on break.
Yeah,
yeah, true.
So you also have to consider this. If they do reach out, this ELO system isn't out or announced yet as well. If this were to be all true, because you never know. This might be something they threw in there as like a test, right? And it was found. In the files, there is something saying, hey, every 100 points equals a rank up. And that's what the ELO number is based off of in the program, because that's all I have to go off of. That's all the information I have.
All right.
So you're basically calculating someone's elo based on who they're playing against, and like the average elo of the persons they're playing, and the elo they're winning or losing after the game ends, right?
I'm not calculating it. It is shown. So
It is shown.
So there is a number before and after the game that gets shown. That's how I calculate the difference of how many points you gain per game.
Oh, so that number is shown. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes, it's of course it's not shown to the public,
Yeah, it's
but
like
it's there.
you saw like the last 3 games, and then top right your actual elo, right?
Your elo in total is just all your ranks that you've passed for 100 points per rank, and then your current number of points. You need 100 points to rank out of any rank. Your point gain differs between each rank because it gets harder and harder. For example, I've tested on a silver account. Average gain for me is around 40 to 50 points, but I'm top fragging because I'm typically diamond or high plat, low diamond. But then in my plat game, I'm on a losing streak at the moment. I just hit 0 points. It's a rough time. I'm scared to D rank, but I have lost 15, 6, 5, and 5 again. It completely is not. I wouldn't say random, but it really matters on your match performance.
Do you think it's going to be like the new leaderboard, this system?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the leaderboards that were initially released gave me the idea of the entire ELO system, because you have your placement, a picture of your profile, and I think points afterwards. And the points apparently is top 500. I'm not aware, but there is in the API, there is something that says games till leaderboard or something around that that name. I haven't looked into it, of course, because the leaderboards aren't a thing, and it won't show anything. It will just say 0, which means nothing. And it's not done. The API and all the rank points isn't done, and most likely it's not done because it's possibly in the next act or next episode. I'm not sure.
Did you find something interesting in Immortal 3, like how many games do you need to rank up, or it depends how many Radiants are in that moment?
No, it seems to be Immortal 3, from what I've seen from people's games. Like, I'm not Immortal 3, I can't check that myself, but I mean, from what I've seen, it's been pretty even with points. But if you lose a game while you're on a winning streak, it won't punish you as hard. But if you perform terribly, and I'm not really sure on what the case is because Immortal is allegedly team-based.
Yeah.
I think it still takes in the fact of your performance, but I think it mainly takes fact of how your team performed that round, instead of the entire game.
So, the last question, because it may be taking a long time for you, this kind of interview. So, you are saying that your program is completely safe, right? So
yes, the one made by me, yes. I do not speak for anyone else. They could copy the code and release it themselves exactly 1-to-1, but I wouldn't even trust it, because the idea is on GitHub you could put the code, but on the releases where you download everything, it could be completely different. And that's something I don't really like about GitHub, but they should do something about that. But again, if you want to test the code and make sure it's safe, because the code is public, you can build what you call it or create the program on your computer and make sure it's safe if you really want to be cautious. Otherwise, the download directly on the page that I've released is safe, and now it is labeled as a beta because I'm still working on the full release where I'll have little features in there to help out. I mean, right now there is a small bug, but that's basically untraceable because so many people are using the program that it's affecting one of the endpoints or APIs that I use for grabbing the ranks, the rank names.
I saw like how many pro players try to know how ELO they had.
Yeah. Let's see here. I could get an estimate here. My friend hosts it for me because he has like a $500 server, and I'm not gonna pay $500 for it.
I understand. But maybe the community can help you with that. I mean, I will donate if you need that help.
Yeah,
I don't think that'll be necessary for a while. I mean, the first day I put it on Dropbox, and it got limited in about 2 hours because the limit was 100,000 requests, and the requests are done every 10 seconds.
100,000?
That's not how many users. The user number I can tell you right now in the last 24 hours was 7,500 people.
I didn't know that.
Never mind. I just got the updated number. There has now been 9,280 people using the program and 3.4 million requests. But otherwise, quickly add me on Riot. I'll tell you your ELO real quick.
Ahora mismo, chavales, para la gente que no se esté enterando, me va a decir mi ELO. How long do you need to update the program?
I'm hoping to release it next week.
Okay.
before episode 2 launches, which the data mine date allegedly says, I think the 15th. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me on that. You gained. Okay, so currently your elo is 11. All right. If you hit 0, you D rank.
All right.
So you gained 6 points off that game.
You are so fucked.
So that's really bad.
So you promoted out of Immortal 2 around 3 games ago?
Yeah.
Dice que tiene 11 de elo y que si baja a 0, que baja de rango.
You started at 3 points with Immortal 3.
Yeah.
Then you won a game, which got you to 13, but then you lost, which got you back to 5, and now you're at 11.
Okay, so right now I'm 11. Fuck, so how many games do I need to rank up to Radiant?
I have no clue. It's going to be a
Oh
long
my
journey, buddy.
fucking god. So if I...
Even that, you gotta win a round like
Hostias, espérate, que me han dado 8. Luego has dicho que me queda 5, creo recordar, y luego 11.
Dice que has llegado.
Hostias.
Mortal 3,
Voy a necesitar 15 o algo así, chavales. ¿Pero qué es esto?
Estás en la mierda.